Welcome everybody, collective and chosen ones. I really appreciate you for all being here. Now, this week I'm going to talk about a mixture of not only energy update, but a combination of quotes and things that are very appropriate for the chosen ones and collectives that we're going through and all our life experiences. As well as that, I'm usually channeling messages that I've written down. Now, I have a very busy schedule all the time, and I simply cannot remember the things that I come across during the middle of the day. So I've been writing things down. Now, all my readings are not gender specific, and if you're new here, it's purely about the energy and also about our experiences that the collective go through, and chosen ones in particular as well, because chosen ones and collective are the leading people that is really here to make a change in the world. We do have to go through so much more in life, and sometimes it is so much heartache and pain that you think, how are we going to get through? But there's always light at the end of the tunnel. So let me get started with the reading. I pulled out some cards to start off with, and the moon card says that don't let your past hold you back. A lot of us are still very distracted with the past and still working in the low vibration. Anytime you look back at the past and reminiscing about what could be and regretting, it's always in the low vibration mode, which is a south node, and that puts us back in our energy. So Spirit's message is don't let it hold you back. Keep moving north and keep moving forward. Confidence is the key to your success. That's another card I pulled out. Step out of your comfort zone, and that's showing the North Node. North Node signifies that you are walking in the path of the right direction, and that's what you're here to do, and living in your authenticity. Now, the reason why I haven't really pulled out a lot of cards in the past with tarot and also my oracle sticks is because there has been a lot of interruptions from externally. There has been a lot of energy that is not so high vibe, and so Spirit has asked me to hold back on doing these kind of readings. So that therefore in the past, you may have seen in the last few weeks I've been giving you a lot of quotes and anything that motivates you to move ahead, and including meditation and breathing exercises. And the previous one just prior to this post is about how to move forward using music, which really activates your vibration and mindset. Now, from my channel messages, someone wants to hear from you, but this person is very much still stuck in the old ways and very much ego driven. And they're very sad they don't hear from you because they're so used to you always receptive to this person. And now nothing works for them. Every time they try and get in touch with you, you don't answer. You just completely shut them out. Now, you're still very unsure. You're very guarded. And both of you are meant to be here to learn some lessons. You have a karmic contract, but this person didn't fulfill the contract. So you're still moving forward, and you're still not sure whether you have to leave this contract altogether. Now, this person's initial encounter with you was not genuine. So therefore, from the get-go and the start, you knew that already. But you had a lot of lessons to learn from this person. So therefore, all this time you've kept connecting and disconnecting. It might be also not only just a karmic connection, but some of you might be a twin flame. You're still very uncertain on whether to continue with this. Whilst this is going on, you are not communicating with this person, but Spirit's asking you to just keep moving forward with your own affairs and just continue to work within. And because you're still holding very much consistently a very high energetic frequency, although you have a lot of interruptions and close family members or anyone that's close to you are continuing to pull you back. And this is something that you are fighting with them about, because you're going forward and they're going still not backwards, but just staying where they are. So these are two opposing vibrations that you're really struggling with. But please continue to move forward. I'm going to just talk about some things that I have written in the shorts videos, but I'm just going to sometimes elaborate that. So a little while, I think last week, I put down that you are to model everything that the divine embodies. So with that, what I need to reiterate is that the divine always embodies anything that's high vibration. You never see the divine or hear the divine complain. You never get any messages that are very negative and urging you to complain about things. So whenever you start to complain, as a signal that you have moved out of the divine energy, and Spirit is constantly there to remind you to pull yourself back in, to gain your power back. I've got another message saying that no change, no gain. So these are talking about the people that are in your life that don't want to change. They're very stuck in their ways, so they're never going to gain anything. And in regards, steer well away from these type of, say, family members or close friends. If you've come across somebody that does not want you to change, and they don't want to change either, so they keep pulling you back. So you're constantly struggling and having conflicts with these people. Another message is not my lesson, not my business. So this is not talking about somebody else who doesn't want to change. This is talking about a message to you saying that somebody else that needs to learn a lesson, but they don't want to learn it, and they expect you to help them with certain things, then that's not your lesson. It's their lesson. So it's not your business. So what you need to do is, yes, stay away and as much time as possible to interact less and less. And my previous post to this is programming music for mindset shift. So how important is programming music? Sometimes when you come across a situation, all you need is just some sort of frequency to get you out of a particular challenge that you're coming through. So for an example, I came across a family member that was being quite difficult. I do have a very elderly parent that has been very, very difficult towards things, mainly because they're getting old and changing, and they get very moody. So the only way I can really deal with this is because I can't really exactly leave this person, leave my father. There's still very much a close family knit. But in this situation, I have no choice but to just maybe utilize some sort of frequency to get me out of that mindset and not stay in that same frequency as him. And so if you get a chance sometimes is to play some sort of music and blast it out loud. That really helps, because it really pulls you out all of a sudden into a happy place. So my suggestion is to program certain music that you can access pretty much very easily. And what you can do is simply pull that out straight away. Now, for anyone that's also visual, is to have some sort of video that is visual for you, that really lights you up. And for anyone that's more in a pretty much learning things and feeling things, is to be able to immerse yourself into a kind of happy feeling. Okay, so you're constantly upgrading yourself. Every day you do go through a moment where you're learning new things, and you're also going through lots of ego death. So at the time, just be aware that you may not get along well with other people, simply because, as I mentioned many times, there's every time you move one step ahead and leveling up, there's an energy dissonance. What that means is that they're opposing energies. That person's still in the very negative mindset. They don't want to change. They don't want you to change. They can't stand it because your light is so bright. And in this instance, you have no choice but to distance yourself from that person. That's just the way it is. Spirit is always going to be urging you to go forward and in your north node in a positive vibration. So don't be afraid that if family members don't like this and they're trying to pick a fight with you, then all you have to do is just step away and spend as little time as possible. You are at the stage of moving on, or have already moved on already. Rain, hail or shine, and this is the message I'm getting from Spirit. You don't really have any room now for fear. So if you still have a lot of fear and doubt, is to keep working on any exercises that you resonate with, that helps you to get out of that. Now I've mentioned a few already. Now if you still have a lot of doubt, please go through my playlist and just have a look at what kind of posts that I've put down that you resonate with. You're learning to be a good listener, learning to be a good receiver of your desires. You are maturing and evolving. Reflecting on your previous life experience, you used to be a lot more reactive and triggered, but now you're very much calm. So whenever now anyone tries to trigger you, you simply catch yourself, and then you have a very calm feeling, and you also have a feeling that you kind of know exactly why that person's like that, and you just try and look at them from their perspective. You're finding the best strategy to close the door on the past. You're doing really well. Everyone's different, and every one of us is going through a different journey. You have a lot of self-care at the moment now, and a lot of you are finding ways to look after yourself in different ways. Some of you are giving yourself a treat every now and then. Some of you are really finding a good health regime. Eating habits are getting better and better. Your personal growth is now your major pivotal point. Going back to a post that I did last week, I think, Your toughest lesson is relationship, but I didn't mention something that is quite important as well. And this is talking about ancestral relationships. You're here to break an ancestral karmic relationship. And what I mean is that for so long in your ancestors and your family lineage, a lot of them have gone through things that have been operating in a very, very low vibration. And many of you, your ancestors have been very toxic. And also there's a line of narcissistic tendencies, people that had a lot of control over each other and really living in a very low vibration. And so your ancestors don't tend to really be the ones that would make success out of their life. And a lot of them just regress back to their past old ways. So you're here to break that, what I call curse, is to start new and lead the way to live in your authentic life and not go against the grain, and to lead a life that is what I call a spiritual mission that you have. I'm sorry, the reason why I've been slow is that a lot of things are coming through, and sometimes I have trouble trying to connect between, giving out the information as well as receiving it. So just going back to the ancestry, like lineage, and just breaking the curse, is that you are still going to come across a lot of conflicts, but please forge ahead and continue to work with spirit. Now, if there's a lot of conflicts, all you need to do is, as I said, distance yourself and spend a lot of time just reflecting on what you need to do rather than what they want you to do. Manifestations. So I've got this saying that you cannot manifest an abundant life if your vibration is still in the subconscious, a low one, meaning there might be some fear, there might be something that you think you don't deserve, low self-worth, you're sabotaging. So those are the things that has to be cleared out. And in a lot of my posts in the shorts, I do talk about how to clear these things out before you can manifest. And I did do initially, when I first started this channel, the 20 signs of manifestation is near. Please go through that post, and it's under the playlist of manifestation if you want to just refresh the information, and if you want to really see if you're manifesting properly. We're always manifesting, but we don't manifest properly at times or manifest the right things. Now I've got this message saying, through darkness, you found the key to empowerment. Now I just want to reiterate, when we're going through a lot of difficult situations, it's sometimes, for me, being a visual person, it's like going through a very dark tunnel. You can't really see anything beyond, and it's just, or it's like going through some quicksand or a whole lot of mud that you can't really see ahead. At the same time, it's like a maze. You always can find a way out. There's always a way out, and there's always a solution. But when we're in the middle of it, you always have the choice how you're going to react to it and how you're going to find the best way and the most positive way to get yourself out. So Spirit's inviting you to still question yourself how you are going to come across when you have these difficult situations, how you're going to get out. And every time you come across it, whether things are going to improve a lot better and better. It will get easier and easier, trust me, because I've been there so many times where it took me a long time in the initial stage when I went through the dark night of the soul, where I had come across a lot of problems with my finances. This is many years ago, and it took me many years to get over it. And I was also betrayed by a partner as well. Now, I chose to always complain about the past many years ago, and it took me a long time to get over it. But nowadays, since I have gone through so many setbacks, pretty much now if I come across a challenge, the solution is pretty worked out fairly quickly. I don't harbor any resentment towards the other person or past friends that I had. I don't harbor any resentment anymore. I certainly wouldn't go through any revenge, because that clocks up karma for yourself as well. So that's the difference between the before and after, and I certainly don't get triggered anymore. I simply say, okay, yep, I catch myself. Here's a problem. Okay, but it's also an opportunity for me to work things through. And if it's something that I really don't know what to do, and in the past it would have been straight away fear, and I'd shut myself off and I wouldn't do it. But now I'll say, yes, bring it on. What do I have to work through? And so my day, when I come across these challenges, it's pretty much very fast and the solutions fairly quickly. Okay, so another message is reframing. Now, I have been talking about reframing a lot. So anytime you have come across a very negative situation from externally, is to reframe it. Why is this situation given to me? How can I view it differently so that it is a positive and a good opportunity to work through it? What do I need to learn from this? And for anyone that wants to really go through the breathing exercises that I mentioned, it's in the playlist as well. That's just one solution or one alternative you can work through. And breathing is very easy. We breathe every day, and since we were born, we breathe every minute, every second. So why not use that advantage and just continue to breathe in very good energy and ask the divine to help you, and spend very little time with the negative energy, but just breathe it out if you need to. Some of you are letting your past hold you back, and that's the same thing with the cards that I just read out in the beginning of this reading. So maybe Spirit wants you to really take note of that. Some of you have conflicts with family members and old friends. Again, it's time to work out whether this person is for you or against you. And if not, then it's time to really sort out and make a decision on whether this person remains in your life or they just have to go, or you have to let them go. Let me just see if there's anything else I need to read through. Some of you are still feeling a bit lonely, and I can understand it. It's because you really don't have a lot of a big community in your area to talk about. Now, I really can understand how some of you will go through the lonely times. If you need to talk or ask a question, I'm happy to really, just give you a helping hand and maybe provide you some sort of experience that I've had. Of course, I'm not a counselor, and I'm not here to be giving you any other advice. It's just I'm happy to share my experiences to you if you like. So if some of you like to maybe just talk about things or ask me a question, you can email me on popsicleseer@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you. And I really enjoy reading some of your comments and you sharing anything with me. And if as much as possible, I'd like some other feedback as well, if you feel comfortable to share that. Now, if you're still here in this channel, I really am very thankful for you and appreciate you for being here. I just wanted to give you an update, that's all. Everything's going really well, but I just don't want to give out readings that talks about the past. And that's why I haven't been reading a lot of the cards as well, because a lot of it are quite negative, and that's not what I'm here to do. I'm here to just uplift you, not bring out things that is to do with your external world. So I hope your week is going to be going really well, and I'm sending you lots of love and blessings. Bye for now.